Have you ever seen a zebra with a horse-like build or a tiger with a lion-like soul? Well, welcome to the world of rare and extraordinary crossbreed animals. These creatures are born from the wildest combinations you could imagine. Some are super stunning, while others are downright strange, but each one is undeniably unique. From nature's bold experiments to hybrids crafted by human hands, these animals aren't just unique, they're proof of how incredible the animal kingdom really is. Get ready to discover the rarest and most peculiar hybrids on the planet. Number 15. Green gill sunfish. When it comes to animal hybrids, fish usually don't make the headlines, but the green gill sunfish still deserves a mention. This lesser-known hybrid is a cross between a bluegill and a green sunfish. Sure, it's not as glamorous as a jaguion or as majestic as a liger, but it's got its own quiet charm. The green gill typically features a blue-toned base layered with deep green markings, almost like it swam out of a watercolor painting. While you might expect wild patterns from hybrids, this one looks like nature kept things soft and subtle. In fish farms, green gills can grow up to 12 inches long, but in the wild they usually max out at around 5 inches. The difference? Life's just tougher when predators are always lurking. Despite being a hybrid, these fish are fully fertile and do just fine on their own. They're often kept in lakes, ponds, or even aquariums, making them a favorite among anglers. It's not flashy and it's definitely not famous, but it's a sturdy, sustainable part of the underwater world, and that's what makes it special. Number 14. Leopon. Now this is a wild mix that'll make you look twice. The Leopon. This rare big cat is created when a lioness mates with a male leopard. The result is a feline that combines the lion's signature mane with the leopard's unmistakable spots. It's like someone blended two animals and somehow made it work. The males grow manes like lions, but their bodies are covered in rosettes and spots that scream leopard DNA. It's a strange but stunning combination. But it's not just looks. The Leopon inherits traits from both parents: leopard agility, including the ability to climb and swim, plus the lion's social tendencies. That gives them a personality that's both independent and social. In the wild, this mix would almost never happen. Lions and leopards may share environments, but they're usually in direct competition, not mingling romantically. These hybrids only exist because of human intervention. You won't find one in nature, but in captivity, they show just how much nature can blur the lines when left in unusual hands. Number 13. Tigon. When a male tiger mates with a lioness, you get a Tigon, a hybrid that's often overshadowed by its larger cousin, the legendary and ferocious liger. But don't count it out. Tigon appearances are bold and unpredictable. They might carry tiger stripes, but also display faint lion-like spots. It's like nature went through a wild art phase. They're usually smaller than ligers thanks to the lioness genes, but still large enough to turn heads. You won't find them in the wild. Lions and tigers don't roam the same terrain. One prefers open grasslands, the other thick forests. So this combo only happens in captivity, and even then, it's rare. Tigon behavior can be just as mixed as their looks. Some inherit the quiet independence of tigers, while others show more lion-style social habits. They're unpredictable, beautiful, and always unusual. The few that exist live in zoos or wildlife centers, mostly in China or the US. They're not publicity stunts. They're reminders that even among the big cats, hybrid life has its own strange rhythm. Number 16. Jaguion. Meet the jaguion. The intense offspring of a male jaguar and a female lion. When these two fierce predators combine, the result is nothing short of extraordinary. These ultra-rare hybrids are sometimes called jaguions, though that label still hasn't caught on officially. Both lions and jaguars share a decent amount of genetic overlap, and yes, both have spots. Since spots are a dominant trait, it's no surprise they show up in the hybrid's coat. What makes them even more unique is that male jaguions don't grow a mane, skipping that lion trademark entirely. In terms of size, they fall somewhere between their parents. A lion can weigh over 400 pounds, while a jaguar stays closer to 200. So the hybrid likely lands somewhere in the middle. Only two confirmed jaguions exist today, both living at a sanctuary in Canada. Born from an unplanned breeding, they're as rare as they come. Mythical, surreal, and absolutely unforgettable. If you're ever near that sanctuary, keep your eyes open. You might just catch a glimpse of this living legend. Number Elf. Blood parrot cichlid. This parrot has stirred up quite a storm in the aquarium community. This hybrid became the Frankenstein of fish tanks, but not in a flattering way. It started when breeders combined different cichlid species, hoping for a vibrant, standout aquarium pet. What they got was a fish with striking colors, oversized cartoon-like eyes, and an oddly shaped beak-like mouth. But here's where it all goes wrong. That tiny mouth is too small for proper feeding, and many of these fish struggle to eat efficiently. And that's not just inconvenient, it's tragic. The blood parrot's genetic design created a real flaw, one that's led to a fierce ethical debate. Many aquarists boycott stores that sell them, believing it's inhumane to breed animals that can't live comfortably. Others see them as harmless oddities. Love them or not, these fish have become the face of what happens when genetic mixing is done without thinking through the results. The blood parrot cichlid looks playful, but carries a lot of controversy behind that odd little smile. Number 10. Mules and hinnies. Let's talk about two of the hardest working hybrids in the animal kingdom, mules and hinnies. A mule is what you get when a male donkey mates with a female horse. Flip that combo, a male horse and a female donkey, and you've got a hinny. They don't have wild stripes or exotic colors, but what they do have is grit. Mules get the strength of a horse and the stamina of a donkey, while hinnies tend to be smaller but just as reliable. Both are usually sterile, but they're prized for their endurance and toughness. In fact, they often outlive and outperform their parent species. Immune to many illnesses and famous for their hardiness, these hybrids are still used worldwide for transport and heavy labor, but don't expect them to follow orders blindly. That donkey side gives them a streak of stubborn independence. They'll get the job done, but only when they're ready. No glitz or glamour, just solid muscle, steady work, and an attitude that says, "I've got this." Number 9. Growler bear. As Arctic ice continues to vanish, polar bears are drifting farther from their hunting grounds. At the same time, grizzly bears are pushing north, chasing new terrain. And somewhere in that overlap, a hybrid has emerged, the growler bear. Also known as the pizzaly, this animal is part polar bear, part grizzly, and entirely built for a changing world. In the past, these two species would have never even crossed paths. But with shifting climates, new overlaps are forming, and the result is a hybrid that's both surprising and efficient. Growler bears inherit the grizzly's diet flexibility and the polar bear's physical strength. They can survive warmer temperatures, roam longer distances, and eat a broader variety of food. Unlike polar bears, which rely on fatty marine mammals, growlers are more adaptable. That makes them better suited to survive as the Arctic continues to shift. These aren't science experiments. They're nature's response to crisis, and while they're still rare, they're becoming more common with every season the ice vanishes. Number 8. Africanized killer bees. Sometimes mixing species goes very wrong. That's exactly what happened with the killer bee. Back in the 1950s, scientists in Brazil tried to increase honey production by crossing African honeybees with local Brazilian bees, but instead of improving things, they created a hybrid with an aggressive temperament and serious attitude. After some escaped quarantine, they began spreading fast. By the 1980s, they'd swarmed across South and Central America and reached the southern parts of the U.S. like Texas, Arizona, and California. What sets them apart isn't just speed or stamina, it's their extreme territorial behavior. They'll chase people for blocks, attacking anything they perceive as a threat. And while their sting isn't stronger than regular bees, their group attacks make them far more dangerous. Beekeepers call them unpredictable, and many avoid handling them altogether. The Africanized bee is a warning wrapped in wings, a result of human interference that spiraled. These bees aren't just misunderstood, they've earned their killer name, and they've changed how the world views genetic breeding forever. Number 7. Dizo. In the high-altitude regions of Tibet and Mongolia, there's a hybrid that thrives where others can't, the Dizo. This animal is the offspring of a domestic cow and a wild yak, and it's bred specifically to survive tough mountain conditions. Stronger than either parent, Dizos are used for plowing fields, carrying heavy loads, and producing milk richer than what cows can provide. They're incredibly efficient workers, combining the strength and resilience of a yak with the cooperative temperament of a cow. They're also hardier in colder climates, making them essential to life in Himalayan regions. The male Dizo is typically sterile, but the females, called Dizo, are fertile and often used in further breeding. Their thick coats help them withstand sub-zero temperatures, while their lungs are better adapted for thin air. For people living above 10,000 feet, Dizos aren't just livestock, they're survival partners. They've been around for centuries, passed down through generations, not because they're flashy, but because they simply work and keep working, no matter how rough the terrain gets. Number 6. Hinny. The Hinny isn't just a rare hybrid, it's often confused with its more popular sibling, the mule. While both are crosses between horses and donkeys, the Hinny comes from a male horse and a female donkey, and that reversal changes everything. Hinnies tend to be smaller, quieter, and more reserved than mules, making them a bit harder to train. Physically, they carry more donkey traits, shorter legs, thicker builds, and a slightly more cautious demeanor. They're sterile like mules, so no baby Hinnies running around. But they're incredibly sturdy animals, known for their strong legs, reliable footing, and patient work ethic. While mules often take the spotlight in farming or transportation, Hinnies are the quiet workers who don't make a fuss, but get the job done. They're used less often in modern labor, mainly because breeding them is much harder. Still, when a Hinny is born and raised well, it becomes one of the most dependable animals you'll ever encounter, low drama, high stamina, and always ready to carry its weight. Number 5. Zorse. Think zebras can't get any cooler? Meet the zorse. A bold mix between a zebra and a horse. This hybrid comes from a male zebra and a female horse, resulting in an animal that brings style and muscle in one package. You get a horse-like body covered in the kind of striping only a zebra can pull off. No two zorses look alike. Their size, coloring, and stripe pattern all depend on the breed of the horse and a mess of other genetic factors. They're often built like horses but marked with bold or partial stripes across the legs, neck, or even the face. But looks aren't everything. Thanks to zebra DNA, zorses are naturally more resilient, with higher immunity to certain diseases and pests. They can't reproduce, they're sterile, but that doesn't stop them from standing out. Tough, flashy, and completely one-of-a-kind, zorses are like the rock stars of the hybrid world. If a zebra and a horse threw a party, this is the guest who would steal the show. Number 4. Liger. If there's one hybrid animal that's earned a spot in pop culture, it's the liger. Napoleon Dynamite talked about it like it was fantasy, but ligers are absolutely real. And when it comes to size, they're no joke. Ligers are the largest big cats in existence, stretching up to 12 feet long. That's not exaggeration, it's pure muscle and mass. A liger is the result of a male lion mating with a female tiger. Flip that combination and you get a Tigon. But this entry's all about the liger. These massive felines inherit features from both parents: a light golden coat with faint tiger stripes, a short mane, and a roar that sends chills down your spine. But they don't exist naturally. Lions and tigers don't share habitats, so this mix only happens in captivity. Whether the breeding was intentional or accidental, it's always been human-driven. Majestic, powerful, and controversial, the liger stands as a reminder that mixing animals for curiosity can create something pretty awe-inspiring and just a little unsettling. So what do you think about it? Well, let us know. Number 3. Coy wolf. When coyotes and wolves decide to cross paths, the result is the coy wolf, an urban predator built for survival. This hybrid combines two of North America's most iconic hunters, the clever, adaptable coyote and the strong, pack-driven wolf. The result is something faster, smarter, and more capable than either on their own. From its coyote side, the coy wolf gains the ability to adapt to urban life, slipping through cities and suburbs like it owns the place. From its wolf side, it gets the muscle and coordination to hunt in packs, which means real trouble for livestock owners. These aren't shy backyard visitors, they're apex hunters, blending into environments they were never meant to dominate. They've been spotted more frequently in cities, thriving in places wolves never dared to go. But with that adaptability comes danger. Coy wolves are changing the way predators interact with people and livestock. They're not myths, not flukes, just nature's way of adjusting to the modern world with sharper instincts and a whole new game plan. Number 2. Holfin. The ocean holds a strange secret called the holfin, a hybrid born when a bottle-nosed dolphin and a false killer whale mate. It sounds mythical, but it's completely real. Though the false killer whale isn't actually a whale, it's another species of dolphin, the two are still wildly different. They don't typically cross paths in the wild, but when they do, magic happens. Most confirmed holfins exist only in captivity, and they're rare. But when they appear, they grow fast, faster than either parent. A mature holfin can reach between 12 and 22 feet in length and weigh up to 600 pounds. And even their teeth split the difference. Dolphins have 88, false killer whales have 44, and the holfin lands with 66. Their bodies are a blend of both, gray from the dolphin side, darkened by the whale-like gloss. These creatures are sleek, intelligent, and a total fusion of their parents' best features. They're not ocean folklore. They're very real hybrids that prove just how strange and impressive marine life can get. All right, guys, now let's end this with number 1. Zonkey. The zonkey, yes, that's a real animal, is what happens when a male zebra mates with a female donkey. You get a hybrid with serious style, the rough-and-ready build of a donkey and the unmistakable stripes of a zebra, often on the legs or neck. Flip the parents and it's called a zedonk or donkra, though those names don't exactly roll off the tongue. One of the most striking zonkeys was born at a Chinese zoo. Its brown coat looked all donkey until you saw its legs, striped like a zebra runway model. Visitors couldn't get enough of it, and honestly, who could blame them? But as cool as zonkeys are, they raise some uncomfortable questions. Is it right to breed hybrids for the sake of novelty and ticket sales? Should zoos cross animals just to attract bigger crowds? These creatures might look fun and harmless, but behind every quirky hybrid lies a deeper discussion about ethics, conservation, and the blurred line between curiosity and exploitation. Well, that's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you very soon.